fine. It's interesting. I think the line about, the family and a child, some people think it's nonsense, but quite a lot of people think there was a certain sincerity in that.
Yeah, there could have well been a bit of sincerity behind it all, but I think the problem is that I don't like to bring money into things, but the fact that they're a wealthy family,
yes,
when there's people living on the breadline where I'm self-employed, I might have just had a grant through, but for weeks there's uncertainty. We've got children. My mum, my father's 84. My mum's 76. She was in hospital. No one's allowed to go anywhere near her when she's in there.
Yeah, of course.
So she's in there on her own. We've stayed at home. All the families stayed at home. And then you see that there's a gentleman that's part of the government, part of the plan, that just takes it upon himself,
Dave,
to swan around and
Dave,
we saw he chooses.
We saw the same thing with Robert Jenrick, didn't we? He was a government
minister.
We did, yeah. House in London, constituency in the East Midlands, holiday home, basically, out in Herefordshire. And yet he did that, went to stay in Herefordshire, and he was allowed to stay. The truth of it is, Dave, the better off you are, the more choices you have.
No, that is true. That is so true. That is so true. But if there's a pandemic, then surely the choices are taken away. If the choice is taken away to the person with not much money, surely the same choices are taken away to the person with money if everybody's supposed to be locked down
in a sense,
and doing what the system's told.
Well, in a sense, that's the argument we're having, Dave, isn't it, really?
Or otherwise they're saying that when there's trouble in the world, if you've got money, you live by this rule and we'll put something on the TV for the, I don't like to say it, but for the plebs to listen to, and they'll take your advice and do what you ask them to do.
Do you think, Dave? Do you think? And I can tell that you're pretty frustrated with this. Do you think he's going to survive this in his position? Yeah,
I do. I've got no doubt whatsoever that he'll survive it.
Okay, because
they always do. They always do survive. It takes so much to get people to get people away, and then even if they did get rid of him, they'd probably only bring him back into a lesser post with the same influence. Through a back door somewhere.
Yes, that was one option open to Boris. He could sort of shuffle him sideways and bring him back. Dave,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I know, Dave. Thank you. And I remember in the referendum campaign in Vote Leave, I was phoned by a couple of really senior people in Vote Leave to say Cummings will be sacked this morning. He has caused such upset and division within the camp. Many of us disagree with some of his election strategies. He'll be gone. And I expected to hear that lunchtime that Cummings would be sacked. But when he was faced with being sacked, he basically threatened to bring the whole thing down if they sacked him, and he stayed. So he has been sacked a few times, but he's very, very good at fighting not to be sacked.